Hey, hey. So the internet did not want to cooperate with me for a second there. So this is round two of just popping in and kind of answering some of the questions that our group has had. I just did a video on how I marble, and so I posted it. If you go to the album section and you go to the live tutorials and you click on the picture that you want, in the comments is the live of how to do that. And so it's kind of fun because all of us admin have teamed up to be able to pull some live tutorials for you. Anyways, hopefully the internet will cooperate to be able to do another live here. Brenda had a question on one of the pictures of how to recreate this, and it was a glitter picture where it faded from a yellow to a green, but it had a smile line with it, and then the other one looked like a water marble. However, water marble, we know, makes such a mess, and I hate doing water marbling. In fact, I don't even offer it in the salon. Hi guys. And so what I do is I have two other ways that I'm going to do it, and I'm just going to wing it and show you. Hi Candace. So we're just playing. This is like a play date. And so let's get to it. So the first thing that you guys ask me a lot is, where do I get my stiletto tips? And I can tell you I got them a while ago, and I got them on Amazon, and I think they were maybe $4 or $5, but I'm pretty sure, well, it says there's 500 of them in there, and they came in a bag, but they're long stiletto tips, and I only use these to be able to show you guys designs. And so they're nice. So what I like to do is hold on to the end here to be able to use it and pretend this is the cuticle line. So my artwork is always like a little backwards on these. So you guys know that you can practice on anything. It just takes a few dollars in tips and a very creative mind, right? So, okay, so I'm going to turn this camera around and get started. And I can see comments and stuff now, so I think the internet's being kinder to us. And so if you have any questions or any comments along the way, this is just for fun, right? Hi, Svetlana. I think I remember you helping me say your name another time as well. Okay, guys, let's see here. Sorry for all the craziness. Okay, so I'm going to use D&D gels for this, which is Daisy Nail Design, and then some Young Nails glitters. And so what it had done is a perfect smile line, and it faded from yellow to the green, and then it actually has a little bit of a blue or turquoise on the tip, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And so to get that perfect smile line, this is what I do. Hi, Heather. So even when you're practicing, pretend you're working on a client. So therefore, you always have the same technique. So, hi Tara, hey Becky. Okay, so you take your gel polish, fan it out, put your bulk down first, fan those bristles out, push it up and drag it down, and then come in and create the smile line. This is the way I do all my French manicures and everything. And then I always go over it more than once. There's your smiling. All right, so in the one that Brenda was asking me to do, it showed her from a yellow to a green fade. Hi, Mary Beth. Hi, guys. Hi, Amanda. Okay, I got to stay on task. All right, so I always come in with the tip one first, because the glitter is going to stick to where it's wet, and then the second glitter is going to stick to what's left over, so it creates a nice fade when you do it this way. So I'm going to take the green, so I prime it into the lid so that the bulk will go in the lid. I can reuse that, and I do it till when I tap, it just a little bit comes out and into that wet gel polish. I'm going to fade that one, and then I'm going to go to the lighter color. Barely tap it to kind of prime it out. Sprinkle on your glitter. I wait just a moment for it to kind of settle into the gel polish, and tap the excess off, and then you cure that in your light. And then you can dump the rest back into your glitter pods. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Catherine. exactly how I polish my French. Yeah, that's my easiest way to polish it. Okay, so the other one looked like those darn water marbles that, you know, kind of get us every time. So I'm going to show you two ways of doing it. So I'm actually going to paint up two tips with a yellow base. So once again, always practice like you are on a client. So I put my bulk down first, fan out my bristles. I'm going to pretend this is the cuticle area and then drag it all the way down. Come into your sides. And if you've ever watched in my videos or whatnot, or any of my workshops, you see that's how you get that perfect line so that when your gel polish grows out, it's always a nice grow out. So I'm going to cure that. So I'm going to show you two different ways. So I'm going to actually do two tips up with the yellow like this. Pull my bulk down first, fan out my bristles, push up to where the cuticle would be, and drag it down. Then, see how sheer this is? The trick with gel polish is thin. It might take 2 or 3 layers to get the desired true color, but thin is best. All right, I'm gonna cure that. So back to that first one. Yes, Deb, I know. And you know what, Deb, I've been so busy as well. I apologize. I haven't done any. I've done some pop-up lives, but Q&A, not actual tutorials like this. Okay, so this is cured into the gel polish. So you're gonna take a brush, wipe off the excess. I like to encapsulate with base coat. Base coat's clear. You can layer base coat on top of each other and you don't have to buff it in between. And so I'm going to show you from the side here. So you can tell that's not very thick, just doing that yellow with the glitter into it. But I don't want to stop my line of my base coat, my encapsulated, at the same area, or I'm going to get a little bit of a bump there. So I'm actually going to come up with my base coat into where like it would be like the apex area of the nail, and then drag it down. That way it will kind of fade out that seam a little bit. So get your base coat. So I'm going to come up higher and encapsulate it over. And you can tell I'm pushing the base coat into that glitter. I do kind of cap over that free edge a little bit. Allow your base coat to settle out. You can kind of see where your light reflection gets in there. And then cure that. Hi, Natasha. Okay, so I have my first coat of yellow on these. So this was like a water marble design. And we all know that water marbling is kind of the nemesis of us. It makes a mess. You have to redo the polish and drop it on between every single nail. And then you have to wait for it to dry and then try to top coat with the gel polish. It's a nightmare. So here's a way that I water marble. So I'm going to use the neon colors. So I have yellow, orange, pink, and like a turquoise, because these were the pictures that were in the picture that Brenda wanted. So so you can kind of see where my second layer is going to come in, kind of spiral it on. Now this is a little bit thicker. I do say that we're going to set this in the light a couple times just to make sure that it's set. The orange. And then there was like a little line of pink, so I'm going to try to just do a little bit in between these. Then what I do is I take, so this one might be a little too thin. I would do a little bit of a bigger striper brush. Well, we'll play. This one might be too big. I'm going to put it in my acetone. And then I'm going to drag it through those colors. So you see where it kind of starts spiraling them together. So in the picture, it was kind of this kind of a look. However, I like to use my finer one again, go back into the acetone, and then drag it back the other way. So you get kind of that crazy watercolor dippy look. I can see that brush was kind of big and it took off a little bit more right there. It gives it a kind of a cool depth, but I'm going to cure this, but I'm going to come in and make this a little bit more dimensional. So I'm going to cure that. And remember, this is very thick gel polish on there, so I would cure it definitely the full amount of time. Okay, so this is the other one. I have this encapsulated. It should be pretty smooth. I personally would do one more coat on top of that. I could buff it, but it might compromise a little bit of how the glitter is because that's pure fine glitter. So I'm going to go ahead and do a second coat. Once again, I'm going to end my gel polish so you can tell. Here, I'll use this. You can tell I ended that base coat right here. So I'm going to go at a different spot. So I'm going to bring it here because I don't ever want to meet it again at the same area or it starts getting a kind of a ripple effect there. So I'm going to come down a little bit farther and encapsulate that again. I love working with Pureform glitter because nothing else sparkles out like that. I mean, encapsulating with gel polish makes it so easy. All right, and cure that in the light. Okay, so I know we're kind of bouncing around. So this is that marble one that we just did. For me, I would come in and add a little bit more dimension. So I would take that turquoise. I have a glass top table, so this is so good because I can always use my glass top. I'm going to prime up my brush. Then I'm going to come in and add a little bit more and kind of spiral it through. Down on this one. So this is how I cheat when it comes to that whole water marble look. Gives it a little bit more oomph to it, huh? Alright, so that's gel polish, so I'm going to set that in the light and cure it completely too. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to show you how to do it with stamping and give it that same kind of a water marble effect. So I'm going to go ahead and do a second coat on that because I want it more solid. Once again, when you're practicing, if you always practice with the same technique on the client, it comes natural. So you can get that cuticle line perfect every time. And cure. Hi, Marcy and Lori. You need this neon color. Aren't they fun? Okay, so here's this is done with a stamp. So I'm going to show you the depth that I can get with the gel polish. I think is far superior to the stamping, but I'm going to show you how you can make the stamping look a little bit more hand done like that. So the stamping plate that I have, it doesn't say what kind it is. Yes, it does. This is a Young Nails Design Plate 22. I'm going to take my makeup wedge and acetone, and I'm going to clean this off. So I'm going to use this one right here. Make sure it's cleaned off with your acetone. I always go through and wipe the side of my scraper just to make sure that it's smooth. There's no lint and stuff on it. Here's my trusty stamper. I've talked a lot about stampers in the past. This one is my favorite. I do want the really big one that they have, however. And you can take these and you can buy replacements. And so you can tell mine's still kind of cloudy. You can still see through it, but I do use acetone on mine. I'm not one that uses a lint roller and all of that. I use acetone and a makeup wedge because it always works for me. And then here's the Bundle Monster stamping paints. So I use the same ones that would be similar to the colors that we used in the spiral. Okay, so there's a tacky layer on here, and to be able to stamp, you have to remove that tacky layer. Hi, Wilda. So I'm going to use alcohol and remove any stickiness at all so that my stamping will go on flawlessly. And now I get to make a mess. So we have orange. I already have yellow on there, so I don't have to worry about stamping the yellow. Pink. And this is kind of a turquoisey blue to be similar to the others. I'm going to stamp over that, or paint over the whole thing, just because this particular design, I need to make sure it's completely covered. And then I'm going to wipe it at an angle, and the reason why is I want those colors to blend in just a little bit. Immediately pick them up with your stamper so you can see the multitude of color that's on there, and then put it on the yellow. So as you can kind of see through, I could go straight on. I think this one would be fun to do at an angle. Push straight down and then rock it off. So you can see, here's my water marble effect using my stamping paints. This is using my gel polish. I like the color of gel polish. So here's the next step, what I would do. If you have time, and this is a client that you really like to give them all the little extra, get your gel polish out that matches those colors. Create your palette on your glass. You just need a little of each. And then get your dotting or your line brush out. And then I start adding like some height to it. So I'll go back over the orange. You can automatically see how much more vibrant that brings that in. Go into the pink. And it's kind of fun because you can be messy with this. Blend your colors together. I'm going to add more pink even on this side. Turquoise, I'm going to bring a line in here. So see how automatically you start changing this? It's like personalizing it. My clients call it Amy eyes. And if you did it with the rest of the colors, you might as well bring your yellow in and kind of add to it too. Makes the colors pop a little bit more. It would make it look like it's, you know, this is to mimic the whole messy watercolor thing that we have always demands for, right? About there's where I'd stop with that, and then cure that in the light because that's done with the gel polish, but to kind of put them together so I got the colors a little bit more vibrant, that messy kind of look. The fun thing about using your glass top table, I can take alcohol and wipe it right off. Oh my gosh, look what it did on my sponge though. I wonder what that would do on a tip. Let's play some more. Watch. I guess you could watercolor it that way too, huh? It's gel polish, it'll be too light. If that tip was painted white, and then you had your bold colors like that, and sponged it on there, I bet it would show it up a little bit brighter. Isn't it fun to play? Do you guys ever just pull out your stuff and just goof off like this? This is when I learn the best. Alright, so I would top coat all of those, but I'm going to show you a trick to fade this one even more. So I have my base coat on there, and that's a sticky layer. So what I'm going to do is take that makeup wedge with alcohol, remove that tacky layer. That glitter is now fully encapsulated. It's super smooth. You can see the light in it. here's the kind of trick. So take your gel polish again. Or honestly guys, you can use a Sharpie and you could mark it in and alcohol ink it up. Well here, let's just play. So you can come in, if this one wants to cooperate, which it does not. Oh, there it goes. Scribble it on. Take your brush, dip it in your alcohol. This is like alcohol inking. Dab it on and let it kind of move or spread around. Because it will go sheer, so it's going to allow that glitter to still show through. This is, I know you guys have seen me like do my Hawaiian flowers. This is the way that I've done them. It's a Sharpie and alcohol. So see how that faded that color out just a little bit more. I'll go up a little higher. And then allow that to dry. Okay, so there's one way of doing it. I'm going to try to wipe that off before it dries. Another way you can do it, same effect. Get your gel polish, add it where you want it. You can take alcohol or acetone and do this, but kind of dot it on there. I just showed you guys how to do marbling in another video. And this is how I do it. I take the acetone and marble the black and whites together. So see how that gives another depth to the fade. And when you dilute it out like that, it allows it to still be sheer, so your glitter still shows through, so you can get more of a fade. So Brenda, I think this would be the best way, that, or at least a way that I would do it, to create the nails that you tagged me in earlier, of the water marble kind of look, and then the fade was on the others. So much fun. So since we're just here playing with tips, I don't have any rhyme or reason, but I do like to play, and I have time, and you guys are watching. Hi, Kelly. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize. Sorry, guys, I'm missing some of your questions. Deb wants to know when the cruise is. So, did you guys hear? Like, John Hawk asked me to be a nail star on the cruise this year, which we all know what a huge honor that is. Like, like that whole dancing like a little kid giddy. That's what I am. I'm gonna go about another tip here. And so I talked with John. He, wanted to get another one on there. So Becky's on my team here. And so he called Becky, and now Becky's going to be a star as well. So Becky and I get to go cruising. You guys can come join us. It's November 25th to December 2nd. And he wants me to teach on the cruise exactly like how I teach you guys here. We're going to kind of, it's going to have a guideline and a structure, but we're winging it and personalizing it to the techs that are on the cruise. So what you want to learn is what we're going to teach, and we're going to do it kind of like the Pop-Up Live. We're going to have coffee. I'm going to have a pajama party, and we're going to meet into a suite, and we're going to just sit there and play hands-on and really get the education that you want. And so normally you have to pay to be with the educators. In this case, John is like, you know what, I really like what you're doing on your Tech Talk Worldwide, so therefore I want to offer it for free for everybody that comes on. So you guys can come on the cruise, and you guys can get all the education for free. And hey, you get to hang out with Becky and I, and John, and Patty Yankee, who is a celebrity nail artist to like Rachel Ray and the Kardashians and stuff. And then John has some surprise celebrity people coming on to join us as well. It's super, super, super exciting. Hi, June. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of you guys on here. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, I'm super, super excited about that. You know what? I will post more details of the cruise. John's actually going to do a complete, like a true advertising for it when he gets back. He's on a cruise right now, and he gets back tomorrow. So we were hoping by Monday we would have it up. The website is up. I will put that in the link so you guys can at least look at the cruise and see what it's about, and you can sign up and start deposit. So it's $100 down to get it going. And if you book by the end of the May, it's buy one, get one half off. So it's great opportunities. So I know, Deb, free education. So if you guys come on this cruise, Becky and I and John and Patty are all teaching you for free. And guess what? Katie Barnes asked me if she can come, and so did Layla Monroy. And I was like, well, I mean, anybody can come. And they're like, we'll pay our way, we'll come. So they're coming too. So if you guys want to hang out with us, that's where we're going to be. So I'll put it in the links. In fact, when we're done playing around with Nailer, I'll turn the camera around and show you how excited I am. So I don't even know what to show you next, but I'm going to show you one that I always go to. It's a fun favorite. It kind of matched with these, actually. I'm going to grab the white, though. So I'm sticking with the D&D, so I just grabbed their white. I'm on vacation in Florida right now. Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. Ashley, it is the Harmony of the Seas by Royal Caribbean. It's a new ship that they have. Oh, was there an interruption? Uh-oh. Okay, so here's a go-to one that I have. I think it would be kind of fun to show you guys with some of the neon colors. But I'm going to do white down first. Remember, always practice like you're working on a client. Put your bulk down, fan out your bristles, push it up to where the cuticle would be, and then drag it down. And then come in on your sides. And always go over it more than once. Work the gel polish, and then allow it to settle just for a little bit. You can kind of see your light reflection in there. And then cure. Sean, I like gel polish. Let's just put that out there. Here's what I like about D&D. I like the cost. I buy it wholesale. I get the matching gel polish and a matching polish that comes in a duo for $6.75. Honestly, when it comes down to making money as a nail tech, D&D is a good money maker. However, I love the lushness of so many different gel polishes as well. So some of them are definitely worth the price, but I want to make money. Okay, so in this one, I'm going to do a second coat of the white. Repeat the same thing that I just did. So with the neon ones, let's do the messier the better. So I'm going to do a little bit of a pink. So do not try to make that a perfect line. You want it to drag through. But wipe the excess off so that you don't put the white back into and contaminate your colors. You don't want to do that. Here's the orange. Oops, sorry guys. Messier the better. And we'll throw some yellow in on there. I'm going to throw it on there twice. So that alone could be cool, right? But watch this. I'm going to take a dotting tool. So this one just has a small end on it. And I'm going to drag through them. Get a unique tie-dye kind of effect, right? Kind of fun. So you'd set that in the light, but you can tell what, like color-wise it would go with those neons. But I'm not done playing on this, so I'm going to take alcohol and wipe that off. Here's another design that I like to do. It's kind of fun. And if you guys have never sat around with tips and all your desk a mess with everything out and brushes and dotting tools, you're holding yourself back from being something amazing. because this is what practice should be like. It should be fun like this. So we're in the theme of neon colors, so I'm going to just dot some around. And being that that white is wet, see how it kind of starts getting bigger and bigger and oozing out? Should I say the word oozing? Spreading, is that better? So that is another one that could be fun. This is where you get to play. So this is something I've never done, but it kind of made me want to see if I could draw a spiral inside of these colors. Not really, huh? But here's what I like to do. You ready? Ha! Crazy fun. I kind of want to set that one. So, oh my gosh, I'm going to turn the camera. You guys gotta see how bright this is in the light. Will it show it? Oh, it won't show it. It's like super glowy neon. Well, let's grab another tip. So remember how on the white I just did the drag through thing? Let's do it on a darker color. Let's take the pink. Put your bulk down. Spread out your bristles. Push it up to where the cuticle would be. Drag it down. You're going to have my voice embedded into your brain when it comes to cuticle lines like that. So I'm going to cure that. Yeah, that one's pretty fun. Let's see, let's get another one going. I'm going to show you again with glitter. Another glitter fade. Let's do a white fade. So once again, here's how I do my smile lines. Put the bulk down, fan it up to where I want that farthest grow out, and then angle your brush. You're slightly pushing the gel polish in front of those bristles to bring it around. Of course, you can make it as extreme or not as extreme as you want. Always go over it more than once. Get your smile on. I'm going to cure that because I'm going to show you over white how you can do a glitter fade. If I sprinkled the glitter immediately into that, that white's going to come up around the glitter and it's going to make it kind of dull. So I'm going to cure it first. So sorry, I know it's kind of hard to keep up when we're always going back and forth, but we're just having fun. Sean says it's a nice voice. Hey Tony, how are you? I was watching your live this morning when I was getting ready for work. Rhonda, the white that I was using is D&D, and this one is called Snowflake. Hey Holly and Taylor, you guys, hello, hello. Miss Kim is on. Oh, thanks Karen for sharing that. I didn't see that you did that. Oh my gosh, Sean, my favorite no wipe top coat right now is Nailchemy. So this is Nailchemy, and you guys know I did a live with them because they wanted to see how the shipping was to get to the United States, and I got blessed to be in one of them that they chose, and they sent me a whole bunch of product. Their no wipe top coat is amazing. It's not a strong odor like some of the other no wipes are. For some reason, no wipe has a stronger odor. Anyways, I really like this one. And then, if you have not used their Velvet Matte, in fact, I'll show you guys what this looks like. I'm talking matte, and there's no wipe on this too. And it's matte. Like, wow. Yeah, I'll play with that. I'll show you guys. Okay, so sorry to bounce around, but like I said, we're just having fun. So I forgot what I was going to do on this one. Oh, I know I was going to drag it. So here's the second coat. And I'm not endorsed by a company, guys, so you know that I just freely tell you the companies that I'm using. I play with lots of different companies. And I just have reasons why I like certain ones. Okay, so that's 2 coats of that. So remember how I was talking about earlier, like drag it, the messier the better. So drag that through, messy like. Wipe off the excess so you don't contaminate your white and turn it pink. And then come in with that dotting tool and start dragging it. That's kind of soft. I don't like it. I'm gonna take alcohol and I'm gonna wipe it off. It went too much. So in that case, I would do white and then the pink. The pink just overtook that white, but let's play with it some more. I'm gonna make it more solid. And trust me, when my clients are sitting in front of me, this is exactly what I do. They're like, oh, that's cute. And I'm like, nope, don't like it. Wipe it off and keep going. So I'm going to make this more solid. Let's pack it on there. Once again, when you pack it on like I am right now, this is something that you will need to put in the light possibly more than one time to make sure it's completely cured. So let's see what that one does. Better, huh? Because I've done this with black and white many times. It works really well. It's fun. But guess what? I'm going to wipe it off because I'm going to show you something else. Look at my wedge. It's super pretty. So like what we did earlier where I did the multicolors. It's kind of somewhat ombre, this one. In fact, let's ombre it. Normally you would do this on a lighter color, but this will probably turn orange on the pink, but that's okay because it will still give us that design we want. Ew, it's that mustard yellow color. Are you guys a fan of that? I'm going to slightly cross over these two and mix the colors so I can fade it from one to the other. Yeah, the whole new mustard yellow color thing, not really a fan. There, so I faded it from one to the other. Like I said, normally I would do that maybe over a light color and fade it, but kind of fun. Now let's do the whole line thing. Faded background. Ha, never done that before. Faded background and a tie-dye effect, right? Kind of fun. Well, let's just set that in the light. Okay, so I was going to show you on this one. So I already have the white that's set. So to fade into a glitter, what I do is I come back with my base coat and I go back over it. Now again, I do not want to go over that smile line again. If every time you meet up to that same smile line, you get layers upon layers built up and you're going to end up getting like a ridge there. So I go up over that. That line's not going to show, so you don't have to worry about how smooth that line is. Allow that to settle, and then you can come in with your glitter and fade it up onto white. Because if I would have just faded the glitter into the white would overpower it and dull it. So I'm going to sprinkle it on into the clear. So lightly tap it, get it primed out. Sprinkle your pure form glitter, fade it up the nail, get that nice ombre look. So pretty. So I allow it to set just a moment so it can settle into that base coat. And then cure that in the white. He was looking for a white dandy, but it was sold out. Oh gosh, Rhonda, I buy from a few different companies. I know I always post them in there, but I buy from like Cal Nail Supply, DTK Nail Supply, Nail Tech Supply, and Beyond Polish. And I actually have some promo codes for some of those. If you go to the top of our group and you go to the lists, in the list, Sammy, one of our admin, has always kept a good tally going of all the promo codes that were given for Tech Talk Worldwide. There, so that one faded out. So I want to encapsulate that. So I like to go over it again with base coat one more time to encapsulate over the glitter. And once again, I don't want to go to that white line again. I don't want to hit the other line where I was a minute ago. So I'm actually going to stop it somewhere in here. And very lightly, because if you're using pure glitter like that, that's really smooth. You don't have to apply it very heavy. Cap over your free edge. Allow it to settle out a moment. You can see how smooth it is through the light reflection. And then cure. So what else do you guys want me to do? I'll talk about the cruise stuff in a little while, but we're playing with tips and paint. Oh, I haven't tried the profiles one yet, but I do want to try that one. And I don't have any accents either. See, there's so many products out there. How do we, get it all? Do you burnish powder with them? I have a hard time getting the powder to work well. Do I burnish it into the D&D? Is that what you mean? Because usually you burnish into like a top coat. Pretty. So the next step is to top coat that or add additional artwork or whatnot. Let's see, what else can we play with? And you guys notice that all I've used so far is like gel polish, dotting tool, and some glitter. I mean, so these are things you should already have, and the possibilities are endless. I'll show you another one that I like to do. It's on white though. Put your bulk down, bend out your bristles, push it up to where the cuticle would be, and drag it down. Allow it to settle out. And cure. Hi, Kim. Hi, Julie. Thanks, guys, for joining in. This was one of the first things you learned when you started. Was it these? Something fun and crazy and dragging? Well, hi, Miss Gail. Hey, Sue. You think it was on Cal Nail Supply? Try Beyond Polish to see if they have any. They usually have a large supply for the D&D white one like that. Oh, Kelly, you know what? You might have missed a little bit of fun, but you can watch it on replay. But you're live with us now, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I don't have a rhyme or reason what I'm doing, so I'm just kind of taking ideas from you guys. But okay, so I'm going to come in with my second coat of white. I always go over it more than once, because it really allows it to self-level out and give you a nice finish. So remember earlier when I came in and did some polka dots? I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to color fade it across. once again, a design that could be cool by itself, right? Crazy. Or take a dotting tool and once again drag that. So it's kind of fun to watch the fade go through. Just play. That's pretty fun. I'm gonna set that in the light. Ah, you guys, I want to show you. Let me get this off of here. I don't think it will show you in the camera. These neon colors in the light is so cool. Like, I wish they were like, but I wish they were neon like that all the time because they're so fun. And yeah, Deb's supposed to be on vacation, but here she is in group watching what we're doing, huh? Do a flower dragging through the gel. Well, Kim, you're the one known for flowers. I love doing flowers though. Drag the flowers. Using regular polish. So Gail says, question, if I'm using regular polish to cover the nail and then artwork, do you get the artwork not to smudge when you put on the top coat? So you're using polish to do the artwork. I guess the only thing I could say is wait for the polish to dry, which you want to do anyways before you put on a top coat, or it would kind of smudge out. But I'm a girl, I really like to use gel polish for everything because then it lasts and stuff. So is there a reason why you're just using regular polish to cover the nail? You know, like for pedicures and stuff like that, I would wait for your polish color to dry, then do the artwork on it. But I never seem to catch Amy's lives lately. I've been in bed. Have you ever used acrylic paints for the designs? Yes, Sean, I do that all the time. Let's do that. So let me get another handy dandy tip. Let's do, I have a pink here, so let's do the pink. Remember, put on your bulk, push up, fan out your bristles to the cuticle area and drag it down. And allow it to settle out. And then cure. Okay, so I'm going to get out craft paint because I love to do art with craft paint. I'm going to show you kind of a daisy using craft paint. Okay, so let me grab some water. Okay, so I just have a bowl of water. I'm using the cheapest Apple Barrel craft paint. I think these are like 50 cents. There are higher quality, like you can spend money for more quality, but the designs that I'm going to show you, you can use the cheap ones too. I'm going to go ahead and do a second coat of that pink because I want it pretty vibrant. In fact, we're going to ombre it kind of like this one, just to give it an added effect. So I'm going to come in with the yellow, which made that mustardy look over the pink. And I'm going to fade it to the pink. Start to fan out your bristles to allow them to mix together. Sometimes it doesn't always turn out. It's a big old stripe down through there. And I just kind of work it back and forth until I get the look I want. So I'm going to cure that. Sometimes we can take that extra little step to do something like that, and it just gives that extra little wow factor, you know. Boy, do I have a mess on my desk. That means I've been playing. this is going to bother me. Here, we've done all these plus more, so I'm going to move these off. So these are Bounty napkins. I use them as my table towels. Which you guys know that I talk about all the time, because I swear over all these years of doing nails, I've employed somebody at Bounty. Okay, so I'm going to take a makeup wedge, I'm going to take alcohol, and I'm going to wipe off the tacky layer. No tacky here, right? Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Now remember, I have a glass top table. So here's my white paint, and my yellow. So these particular like water flowers are kind of, I noticed they're kind of popular again. They're really easy to do. So the brush that I'm going to use, it's not the finest one like that. Let's compare this. So here's my nail comb brush. So you can see it's not as fine. It's a little bit bigger. And these brushes I got at the Beauty Supply a couple years ago. There's no names on them, but I got them at Beachia's Beauty Supply, so I can't even tell you what name it is. Okay, so this is water. And I'm going to dilute down the paint on my desk. So I'm going to grab some of the paint, put it on my glass, and add water and dilute it down. And I don't really know where to dilute it. You'll just have to practice until you get the texture and the consistency you want. So I'm kind of rolling it as I go, so I'm moving it back and forth like this into the paint, getting it throughout all over. Okay, so here's one of the flowers that I like to do. Kind of those retro looking flowers. Okay, so this is very diluted down. Get my brush, get all the paint out, and then soak all that wetness back out. You can watch it soak right into your brush. That leaves like an outline. You can come in and double duty that. So get it wet again. I'll do smaller ones inside. It's going to kind of layer the flower out. And then once again, soak it up back up. So see how it kind of leaves the outline ring of it? This is very abstract stuff. It's not supposed to be perfect. Okay, then I come in with my line brush and white gel polish. You can use craft paint again if you want, but your white gel polish is going to stay whiter, or you can use gel paint. I'm going to drag it out with my fine line brush. So you have lots of paint all the way around. It's even all the way around. And then I can come in and add a little detail to it. And this is gel polish. It's going to be a little bit sheer, but the design that we're going for is kind of sheer. It's kind of fun to like outline a little bit above the petals. It gives it, I don't know, just more depth. And once again, this was very abstract. Flares. Okay, so that's gel polish on there. I don't really like that. It's not enough, so I'm going to pull out gel paint. So this one's the Nail Comey White. So you guys are going to see a huge difference on how this goes on. It's super thick. I mean, super thick. I don't even know that it would dump out of there at all. I like to get it on my desk. Like I just did the Picasso thing, and this is how I did my very fine lines. Roll your bristles through that paint. And even though that gel polish is on there, I'm still going over it too. I'm going to add more depth in it. This is a lot. Here, I'll watch it so I can wipe that off. You're going to see this is a lot more solid and pigmented. Get more depth in here. When you're just playing, there's no rhyme or reason, huh? It's kind of fun. I'm going to add more depth because we're going to have a yellow center and stuff in there. So I'm going to stop there with that. Being that this is going to go in the light, I'm going to use my dotting tool. Pick up some of that gel paint and bring in a little bit of dots. A little bit more here. Hopefully that's focused for you guys. There's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing right here. I'm just giving the inside petals a little bit more depth. So I'm going to go ahead and set that in the light because that's gel paint and gel polish. It's kind of winging it, you know. Kim, you'll have to, like, I do lots of gel polish flowers, but I don't know what you mean by dragging it through. I think that's a tutorial you're gonna have to come on and do another live on. Oops. Okay, so here's my flower a little bit up close again. Now I'm gonna come in with the yellow right out of the lid and create another dimension. This is why I thought it would be fun to ombre this over from one color to the other. So now we're bringing back in the color that's on the opposite side, so it kind of balances it out nicely. I like to come up the petals a little bit. Get a nice center in there. In fact, I want more depth. And I think like dark purple. I think this will make it pop. Oh, so you said there's no sound? Can you hear me now? Yeah, Gail, sorry about that. I know some clients, they might not want gel polish. My clients don't get a choice. So they do only get the gel polish, but you're right, you do. I think you'll just need to wait for it to dry a little bit more. Okay, Kelly says they have sound. So I'm not quite sure what was going on, but I'm sorry. I'm glad you guys can hear me though. Beth has no sound. I don't know what's going on. Question about the burnish questions was a no wipe top coat. I'm wondering if it is my top coat. So Sean, I'll show one on here so that I can show you how to burnish with that. Okay, I'm going to come in with my dotting tool and add a little bit more. I want this to kind of fade out into that yellow. And since I have it in the center there, I think I'm going to bring a trail of dots for it too. It's looking a little too fanned out on the side. I'm going to bring on another, fill these in a little bit. Kind of fun. Obviously you would top coat that and it would be done. So, let's burnish something really fast. And then I still have the matte finish to show you guys that one too. So once again, the fun thing about using my glass top table is I can wipe it off. Of course, this was craft paint, so I can just wipe it off with water. Oh, there's gel polish. I forgot about that. So let's pull in some alcohol or acetone and clean that off. Okay, so I'm supposed to like do it in a black or something. In fact, I'll do it. I have Nail Alchemy's Onyx here because I showed you guys a marble, a black and white marble in another video. Like I said, you can go to the album section of our group, and then in the albums you'll scroll down to, like, Kim has some lives in there. I have my pop-up live Q&As where I just answer questions. I have ones like this where it's nail art tutorials, and you can go in there and click into the comments, and then the video's in there. So I showed marbling earlier today because our Luana Sexton was asking about marbling, so I did that. And tonight's live actually started because Brenda LaBeouf, who I've known for a couple years now through social media, she wanted to know about the fade one. Okay, so we're going to burnish this one. So I'm going to cure the black in the full time. So my light is a Gelish 18 gig plus, so it's 30 seconds. I'm going to cure the color for the full time. I'm going to use the No Wipe Top Coat. And since we're using Nail Alchemy, I have this gold, and I can tell you it's one of those, it's kind of like a silver gold. Let's turn off this light. You can see it's very hollow. Very, very hollow. It's getting nighttime here, so I'm losing my daylight from outside, but okay, so to burnish, you usually burnish in the top coat. I'm going to show you two ways. I'm going to take this one and paint it black too. I really, really like Nail Alchemy's gel polish too. It's very lush. It's like creamy. Remember, when you're practicing, to always practice like you're on a client. Go up and make yourself a cuticle line and drag it down. You can tell that's one coat of that black. That onyx is solid. Alright, so I take a brush, which, guys, this is a LA Colors brush from Dollar Tree. It's super, super lush. Look, you can see all the glitter flying out of there. In the tacky layer, because this has a little bit of a tacky layer. Oh, shoot. This one does not have a tacky layer. I forget, Nail Alchemy doesn't have much of a tacky layer. So I'm going to go over it and I'm going to add a base coat to it. Because I know my base coat will have a tacky layer. Allow it to settle out till it's smooth, and then cure. So a black that has a tacky layer, Kiara Sky. It's solid like this. It's called Black to Black, and it has that tacky layer where you can ombre into it. So it's cool that way. So normally when you burnish into something though, you're going to use your No Wipe Top Coat and apply that. Allow it to settle, and then cure. Okay, so this one has the base coat over the black, so it's sticky again. So if you have a black that's not sticky, use your base coat to go over it. Then I use my brush, I kind of prime it, and then bring it up. where you want it most solid, which you can tell how solid it's covering the black. You want it most solid, apply there first, then I wipe off my brush, and then I kind of bring it up. Then I wipe, wipe, wipe. And then what you'll see is the hollow effect come out. Like I said, I lost my daylight, so you guys aren't able to see a whole lot, but you can see the hollow effect. So that's what it will look like if you put it into a base coat. And you're going to encapsulate that. You're going to take your base coat again and go over that. And that encapsulates it so it's smooth, and then you can do your artwork or your top coat on top of that. Cap over your free edge. Gosh, that's pretty. And here. Well, this one I have a top coat on, and an alchemy, that's a no dry top coat. So when you burnish, you really want to use your chromes, right? So I'm going to show you. I don't know what color this one is. Looks like it's going to kind of go to a purple. Use your makeup applicator that comes with it. And you're going to push it into that top coat. And some top coats you have to set for like 10 seconds and then do this. So is this what you were meaning by the burnishing part of it? You can get kind of that chrome effect. This kind of reminds me of the black chrome that's out right now. So the trick with chromes is to definitely push it into that top coat. Sometimes you can use your finger to do it. Get all the excess off, so there's nothing else excess. And then take your top coat and go over it again, and then cure that. I don't know if you guys can see the purple hue that that has. So I'm going to fade this one from one color to another. So I'm going to show you how to fade. So I don't know if you can see it, but that one went to like a purple. So I'm only going to cure this for like a second in the light, because I have a very fast light, so 10 seconds is too long. And then I'm going to come in with another color and make it fade from one color to another. So this one had the purple hue. I have a lot. That's a gold. It's more of a yellow. I want one that's sheer, so like this gold is solid, so it's going to cover it, and that one went really sheer and pretty, so I want another sheer one. Let's try this one. So it looks like it has a little bit of a yellow or a gold. Ooh, wow, look at that. I'm going to wipe off the excess. In fact, I'm going to use my finger because I don't want it to fade too high up. That one's really solid, huh? Kind of fun. So I want to fade that a little bit more. I've learned to get like a clean applicator, put in a little bit of alcohol, let it absorb out, and then kind of wipe it to where you want it. Oh, and then I wiped it too much. You can make a design. Hey, let's play. Oh my gosh, so that's a good idea. Wait a minute. So I'm going to add this back on. This is why I said if you have never pulled your stuff out like this and goofed off like what I'm doing, you're missing out on playing and making out something new. So I've faded chromes before, you know, kind of fun to do. But that just gave me an idea. I better move this or I'll make a mess. So if I took my fine brush and alcohol, I wonder if I can draw designs in it. I'm going to clean it off. You can. Let's do a zebra print. Looks like it's going to take a little bit of effort. But I think it's going to give kind of a cool effect. You guys tried the bubble flowers yet? I played around this morning with that while I was watching Tony Lee's live this morning. You can play it. So that was a top coat quick set. Burnished in some of the chromes. And I'm using alcohol just kind of drag some of it off. It's kind of a cool effect. I can see the purple underneath it coming through. Give some depth. Let's see what plain can do. You know what it looks like? Cat eye. So that's kind of fun. I want to play more on it, so I'm going to top coat this. Actually, you guys want to see matte finish? Let me show you. That would be cool with matte finish. I'm going to show you this matte finish. So let your alcohol dry out. That completely moves around like cat eye does. That's pretty fun. Alright, so I'm going to cure that in the light. Oh, that's right. This one was in the light. Whoa, look at that. So I'm going to grab this Nail Art Club striper paint. I'm going to shake it up. Being that that zebra print was looking kind of cool on there, I'm going to make it dimensional. That's the matte finish, guys. That's how matte it is, and it's no white top coat. I told you that what we just did makes it look like it's a cat eye, how it kind of moves across there. It's pretty cool. So we were doing somewhat of a zebra effect, so this is how I could get dimension. I'm going to take over the matte finish. I'm going to add in a little bit more of a zebra print design. It's going to make it very dimensional. I totally have a client that would love this. I'm going to make it more dimensional. I'm going to bring in black. And then I'll stop, answer your questions, and tell you about the cruise and do all that. It got dark really fast here, so I kind of feel like I should probably go up and make some dinner. Do you guys do your zebra print like this all crazy, or do you do like the straight line zebra print? I personally like this softer kind of. It's not quite swirls, but wow, that has some depth to it. Almost a cat eye effect, but it was done with the chromes. Like, that is pretty cool. So you could either gloss that. In fact, I'll half gloss it and half matte it, just so that you can see the difference there. So I'm going to let that dry for a second. And let's see, here's the matte. So I'll do matte on this side. I'll do gloss on the other. Oh my gosh, so this gave me another idea. Okay, I'm going to do one more now. Okay, I'm going to cure that in the light. I totally love that now, just so you guys know. Alright. I'm going to show you how matte and gloss, you can do artwork with matte and gloss. So I'm going to take the onyx again. As always, put down your bulk, fan out your bristles, push up to where the cuticle would be and drag it down. Allow it to settle. And then cure. Look at that. So there's your gloss side. There's your matte side. Yeah, totally have a client that I need to do that on. Alright, so I'm going to go answer some of your questions. So I know I got sidetracked, Sean, on that burnishing thing, but I hope you understand what I was meaning by how to do it. And it kind of depends on what you're using, a brush or an applicator or your finger or whatnot. Oh my goodness, you guys were helping each other. Thanks, Kim, for helping everybody try to get back in and see if maybe the voice comes back on. Okay, so I'm going to do a second coat of that black because I want this solid. Allow it to settle out. And then cure. Oh, I want to be at a lake house right now. That would be so much fun. What's the difference between gel polish and gel paint? So gel polish, you can apply like polish and it's a lot thinner viscosity. Gel paints, they still set up in UV or LED, but they're super thick, like very thick, almost like hard gel would be. You can tell, like I can try to dump this out. And if you can see, it just barely moves. It's super, super thick, but it still won't set till it's in the light. So a lot of the texture look, like I did some a while back where I showed you textured over flowers and like outline the petals and stuff like that. That was done with some gel paints. Yes, and a higher pigmentation. It's very solid. There you go. Kim explained that one as well. Tutorial. Yes, Kim, I love your tutorials. Okay, so on here, I'm going to do the matte finish top coat. And as you can tell, guys, I did not wipe my chrome off. There's a little bit of a chrome in there. I'm going to wipe it off. It's kind of pretty, but hopefully I didn't ruin my matte. Okay. Let that settle out and then cure that. I'm going to try to scroll through your questions again. What is burnishing here? I'm not understanding that correctly. So Kimber, burnishing is taking your chrome and like pushing it into the polish to get that chrome effect look. They consider that burnishing, or glittery, like pushing the glitter into the effect. So that's how we got these two effects, was burnishing them in. Hi, Carrie. Shirley, you love watching me. Today's kind of crazy because I don't usually get on and do this much. Okay, there's that matte finish. See how awesome that matte finish is. So here's the fun playing part. Get Well, let me clean this off. Roll it through. I'm going to get the gloss top coat. In that same zebra print I just did, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to prime this. I'm going to make all my bristles come together. Make sure I have even gel polish all the way around it. And then we come in. And you have to do it kind of heavy. I'm going to make my gloss design. So this is the same zebra print that I just did on the other one. Kind of fun, huh? You don't want it to settle out. This is when you want to hurry and put into the light because you don't want it to move about. I clean my brush off in my desk. Anyways, yes, Kim, I love your lives. That's awesome. No, with the hollow, there's a way to get a really... Not with the hollow, there's a way to get a good effect. Sean, did I help out with the other one? Did you see that where you only set your top coat for in like a minute set light? You would set it for like 10 seconds. In mine, I set it for like 3 to 5 seconds, and then it leaves it a little bit stickier, and then you can sit there and rub it in like what I did with the other chrome. So hopefully that answered your question. I think I'm a little bit farther behind. Hi, Desi Doo. How are you? Long time no see, huh? All right, so I'm going to pull this one out. So it's tack free, so it's completely done. So there's your matte and your gloss together. So beautiful. And I did another tutorial where I showed kind of similar to that, where you take your top coat, spiral it around, put on your neon pigments or whatnot and make that colorful, and then it raises it up just a little bit. And that's in another tutorial that once again you can find in the albums section. Alright guys, I showed a lot of artwork, so I'm going to turn the camera around and read through your questions. And I can tell you it's 9 o'clock at night here. And let's see here. Get all this extra lighting off. Suzanne says, do you know if $200 is a good price for a gelish LED light that you have? Yes, if you can find one that's still new and it's not used up its LED span, because there's so many hours that they can go, $200 is a great price, because I know these brand new are almost $400. Kimber, they look like bubbles with flowers in them. What a cool design. Yay, thanks guys for joining in. I appreciate it so much. Marcy says, hi girly, hope you're well, loving your work that you've been sharing. You guys are so welcome. Like, this is so fun. And I think it's important to just play. I mean, I did some designs tonight that I've never done before either. I'm loving this one. I mean, if you guys could see the dimension that it really has, and it has a cat eye effect, and we did it with chromes, so kind of fun, huh? I love nail techs. Yes, yes, yes. Very cool design. You guys are ready. Or you're right. Thank you so much. And then Kim, yes, you know that I love your tutorials. And if you guys ever have an artwork that you like to do and then you feel like you've kind of mastered it and you want to share, let us know, because we want you to be able to come on live and share that with us as well. So for instance, like the bubble flowers that we were talking about, just this morning I did 2 of them. I could see where I definitely need to work on them some more. I took pictures, but they're kind of blurry. So 10 Little Canvases has this tutorial, and Karen Russler shared it with me, and so I shared it on there with you guys. So you do it on a dotting tool and you take hard gel, and I don't know that it will focus in with this. Anyways, it makes a little flower. They're super cute, and it wasn't hard to do. So instead of repeating that video, her video is amazing and a great tutorial of how to do it, and so we shared it in our group. Sue says, do gel paints soak off or would you need an e-file? Anything on top, as long as there's a base underneath it of like genre, acrylic, whatever that you're using, hard gel, as long as it's on top, I e-file everything off. So to soak that off, you'd be soaking off what is underneath it. And so if you want to save what's underneath it and build up on top of it, I would use your e-file or your hand file to file it off. But I do believe that the gel paints are soak off. You love listening to me. Please do a tutorial on the bubble flowers. Well, Sue, I can, but I've not mastered it yet. And I could play around and we could, trial and error that. It didn't take that long to do it, but I won't tonight. But I could do it another one. Or you can search the bubble flowers that 10 Little Canvases did, because she did a perfection video of it. And I don't think I would do it justice. I really don't. And then Kim says the ones that she uses, which Kim uses a lot of Light Elegance, so I have a feeling that's probably what she's talking about with her gel paints. So, maybe they don't. Like I said, I always e-file them off. But so if I missed any of your questions, I apologize. I think I got them all answered, though, except for the cruise. So, see the smile on my face? John Hawk asked me to be a nail star on his cruise, and I am blown away by this. Like, I've done this a long time, and I love sharing my nerdy nail knowledge. But to think that thinks my type of educating is captive, and that you guys like the way I educate, then that's such an honor. And absolutely, I said yes. And so November 25th to December 2nd, Harmony of the Seas by Royal Caribbean. It leaves from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and it goes to 3 islands. One was San Juan, which I think is in Puerto Rico. One was San Martin, which I think was Philippines, maybe. And the other one's Labadee, which is in Haiti. And then it comes back around to Fort Lauderdale. So 3 of the days that we're at sea are dedicated to education. And we're doing it like this. We're doing it like I do my pop-up lives. We're going to have a variety of supplies there. And what you want to learn or play with or try out, that's what we're going to do. And it's free. Free. I don't know if they've ever done it for free. John told me it's new. He likes the way that the vision is. I like his vision of what he wants to do. And so we are going to sit with you for free and give you education. And then John, of course, he's a guru at anything nails, so he's going to be on there. Patty Yankee, who's amazing with nail art, and she's a celebrity nail tech, she's going to be there. And Becky Bennell, who's on our group, she's admin with me, she's going to be there. And Layla and Katie Barnes. And I'm telling you, even though it's not set up the way it normally is in the past, I think it's going to be better. Yep, I think it's going to be fun. And not only those 3 days are set for education, but obviously there's extra days that we get to hang out together and eat and talk more. So I think that it's the greatest way of networking. So let's think about cost, because this is something that I looked at over the years, but I never really saw it this way. So for me to travel, because I'm in Wyoming, I have to travel to like Las Vegas as a big show. That's about 19-hour drive for me. Or I could fly, so we know how expensive flights can be. Then I have all my food. I have time off of work, obviously. And then I have my motel stay. And then I have to pay to get in the show. And then I have to pay to the educators. So think how much money that costs. It's usually a couple $1,000s, if not a little bit more, depending if I got a cheap rate on my room or if I bunked with somebody or whatnot. A cruise. You fly to go to Fort Lauderdale. For me, once again, it's something I couldn't drive. It's something I'm going to have to fly, so that would be about the same. I don't have to pay for a motel because my motel is a cabin on the cruise, right? So my motel usually is around $150 a night. When I go to a show, I usually go 4 nights, okay? So I'm looking at $600 to $800 in my cost of my motel. I'm not an early bird, so I'm not up for continental breakfast, so I always have to go buy a breakfast somewhere, lunch and dinner. On a cruise, it's all inclusive, so all of those things come at any time you're available. They come with it. So your food and your motel are combined together, and your education that we're giving you is free. You don't have to buy any extra tickets to come see us. So when you weigh out the difference of some of the trade shows compared to going to the cruise, you just gotta find which one's gonna be better for you. Another thing, you go to a trade show, you have a few hours with an educator. A cruise, we have 3 days of education, but you have 7 days that you have to spend with me. Yeah, and I'm kind of hard to put up with. And my husband's coming, so you guys can meet my husband. So there's kind of my spill on the cruise. I'll put the, I wrote down the website, so I'll put the website in there, and I have the phone number. You guys can call already. I did call. It's $100 down if you book completely by the end of the May, and I don't think you have to pay it in full. I think you just have to have your $100 deposit down. It's buy one, get one half off. Benicia will give you all the rest of the details. You get to choose what kind of rooms you want. So I personally, there was a room that I could have that open doors to where it would look like City Park. They said lots of greenery, paths, walking paths, and stuff like that. There was one that you opened it up and it's like the boardwalk. So it was like carnivals and all of that. I mean, we can access all of this throughout the ship, but you could have your room kind of specialized to open that. Or you can open up and have the ocean view. You can go out on your balcony and relax. I chose the ocean view because I'm also going to relax. This is a working vacation, or as John calls it, a nailcation. But for me, it's also, relaxing. And so that's the one that I chose. And like I said, all your food's all inclusive. John did a live earlier tonight kind of showing you the dinner menu. And there's cod and steaks and everything. It kind of made me hungry. And of course, he was drinking some champagne. And I was like, I want that too. So all-inclusive vacation. So you have to kind of look at how you want to budget it. But what's nice about going on the cruise is you can make some payments on it and go. Sometimes you just have to say, I've always wanted to go. How many times do we say that? But we don't actually say, this year I'm going to go. Here's my deposit, and commit to it, and then go from there. And then Becky, did you get the ocean view too? Oh, you booked yours today. Yay! I messaged Becky and I was like, hey Becky, guess what? We're going on a cruise. And she messaged me back today and said the same thing. So it was pretty fun. Yeah, so Kim uses like Elegance, Billboard, Charisma. So many fun ones. And Kim, you're like me. We have such a variety of stuff, man. We definitely can spend a lot of money on products, huh? So when it comes down to what we use every day in the salon, we have to remember to be profitable. We have to remember that, because if not, we can spend, and then at the very end not have any money to go on a cruise. Yes, tax write-off. Yes, complete tax write-off. So, guys, thanks for joining me live. I know it was a different type of tutorial than I've done. I just kind of winged it, but how fun is that? And the reason why I did it that way is I really want you to see that if you have not pulled out tips and just play, bring out your stuff, combine, play, trial and error, then you're really kind of holding yourself back from growth, because you can't just always mimic what everybody else does out there. Sometimes our mistakes, or ones like this, turn out to be our favorite ones, right? So, got to play. And if you want to go live with me, I'll always go on the screen with you and go live and watch what you're doing and help guide. So anyways, thanks you guys for joining in. I appreciate you. I'll put some links in the comments for the cruise if you want to come onto the cruise with us. And I just appreciate you so much. We hit 5,000 members. 5,000 in like 2.5, almost 3 months of having this group. And it just means that we're all on the same page, right? We all like the education, we like the positivity and the networking that way, and just sharing. So again, hashtag TTW365 with what you used or a little bit of how you achieved the look, and then we pick every day and we have like a winner for the day, and we give you a certificate that's wall worthy so that you can continue to promote yourself out there while you're helping everybody else. So it's kind of an incentive for you to share pictures, right? Anyways, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you.